We are a software as a medical device, and we have focused very narrowly on ultrasound as a modality. And hopefully you'll see after the end of this presentation the wisdom in staying narrow and doing something extremely well. And in fact, I had the chairman of the Department of Radiology come up to me at a conference earlier this year. And he said, I heard about this. I knew what it was you were up to, and I thought it was a little too narrow. But now I see that that's exactly why. It makes sense. So we put AI into ultrasound. It's a Wefunder right now. There's a little bit of room left. I have to update that. It's up to 945. I'm not going to answer everything that's on that Wefunder, and you can obviously dive deep. But we're going to talk about kind of what it is and what's the problem that it solves. We've all heard a lot about AI, right? There's a lot of different kinds of AI. Wonderful, innovative language models. There's one flavor of AI that's all the way out there on that hype cycle. Everybody familiar with the Gartner hype cycle? All the anticipation and then the trough of disillusionment, and then it comes out. There's one over here called computer vision. That's us. That's what we do. There was a song called by Barbara Mandrell called I Was Country When Country Wasn't Cool. We started doing AI back in 2012. Our engineers were doing face recognition for the DoD and pivoted into healthcare. So you're going to go through this and go, okay, that sounds really cool. It's out in the market. It's been cleared by the FDA 3 times. It's analyzing thousands of cases. How come I'm getting a chance to invest in this? What's the catch? We had a Series A lead investor who was touched by cancer. His wife had cancer. Billionaire, said, go out, grow this company, do amazing work, never have to raise another nickel. He passed away. Create an opportunity to democratize. Said, okay, we need to go out and continue to feed this thing. But as we were doing that, point number 2, doctors around the world said, when are you going public? That's the last thing on my mind right now, right? We're growing this thing. We've got a tremendous amount of momentum, but physicians and their families want to invest. There's a lack of awareness now about what's actually real in terms of AI. So we have created a community, not just of physicians, but investors. With the increasing awareness that AI is real, it is proven, it is trusted, and it's saving lives every day. And I grew up early in my career working for a mutual fund, helping make a lot of money for that exclusive network of professional money. You're investing side by side with Mitsui. By the transitive property, that's with Warren Buffett. But it's Mitsui's round that we've opened up a tranche, to allow for individuals to invest because cancer touches everyone. Disclaimer, anyone seen this? Show of hands, what do you see? Quick, anything jumps out at you?
Snake.
Anybody see the cigar right there in the middle? No, you can't unsee it. See it right there? Plain as day, big cigar. That happens thousands of times a minute in hospitals and reading rooms around the world. Not a clever cigar, but instead, an ultrasound exam. We know ultrasound because it's on your refrigerator when you're expecting that little one. Ultrasound is standard of care in the life and death decision. Is that cancer? Is that a cyst? On this screen, how long do you think it takes to become an expert in figuring out one of these is life and one of these could be much worse? No problem. That's benign. Go home. Nothing to worry about. Houston, we've got a problem. But if we catch it early, we got a 99% 5-year survival rate. In the time that I'll give this presentation, you're going to see about insurance companies getting pummeled with about 500 biopsies just in the US, right? 8 million biopsies are performed every year, 3,000 per hour. They miss a lot of cancers. You know what they call it in the industry? They don't call it a missed cancer. It's called an interval cancer. They came in, we sent them home, it was fine. But you know what? We want to keep an eye on that. Would you come back in 6 months or a year? Oops, something changed. 9 out of 10 times, we look at that and say, nothing changed. It's just too late. Should have had some AI in there a little before. Right, so that's what we do. It's a huge problem. Incidence of cancer is on the rise. Breast cancer, thyroid cancer, we've all been touched by it, just by the numbers in this room. I won't ask for a show of hands. There is a global shortage of radiologists. 80% of the practices here in the US, multiple open positions, cannot get enough of them. Right? And around the world, it's considered a crisis. And those biopsies, 4 out of 5 come back benign. Anyone know what a fine needle aspiration is of a thyroid nodule? I have people come up to me after presentations, show me scars and go, man, I wish I had this before. Right? 95% of those come back benign or inconclusive. Third leading cause of cancer, third leading cause of death in the US. Anybody know what it is? Medical errors and mistakes. Right. We can do a heck of a lot better. So if there was one slide, mic drop, walk away, what is Koios? See that little button right there? 50% market share. Ultrasounds around the world. We're installing these weekly. We have people pushing that button regularly so that they accurately can diagnose cancer. All right, so 1 minute, I'm going to get through a bunch of stuff. So we're in 17 of the top 30 cancer centers. I'm going to jump to why ultrasound, do some homework. It's the most widely available, safest modality. A massive growth market. We go down and analyze data at the pixel level. We see patterns that are invisible to the human eye. Incredibly accurate. I'm going to slip through a demo here. You can see it, or we can talk afterward, anybody who's interested. 12 peer-reviewed published journals. 15 physicians. How good are you without AI? How much better do we make you? Okay, we'll get to the terms. Pricing model, flexible pricing model. We are in institutions. We were here visiting hospitals in LA. We're in 36 countries. And here's our traction. There was this little 2.5-year period where you couldn't really talk about AI into hospitals. And then boom. That's right now, growing about 400%. And 5-year growth forecasts, anything's possible. It's pretty crazy right now. And yeah, there's an uphill battle, right? Physicians not necessarily sure that they trust this thing, but more and more, they have no choice. Testimonials, what's the investment opportunity? We've got an amazing team. I'm second-generation radiology. My father was a chairman of the Department of Radiology. My family vacations were radiology conferences, right? We've raised $35 million. We have a $60 million pre, led by Mitsui, and looking to close out this Wefunder round within the next few hours or days. This is what's happening right now. And that's us. And that was just UN General Assembly, World Health Organization, Dr. Elaine Lebrique. We had 7 health ministers asking about how we can get this in their country. Open for questions.